Alright, we have the fastest draft of all time. Somehow this actually happened. I don't know what actually happened, and we must have remade or something, but we're here now, guys, and it was a very, very last-minute thing, yet here we are going to be casting the Global Esport Cup right now, mostly just, you know, global meaning CIS region, but hey, I'm sure we'll get there eventually. It's going to be between, well, these are not the teams that were told to me. I think...
No.
No.
No,
Well,
no.
either way, I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Danelie for the series of best of ones, actually. So, if you were playing best of ones, Huskar is the hero that you definitely want to have on your team. Siberian Valenki, maybe SVB, and then the other team is GIFS?
I wish I could answer that for you, but unfortunately, I can't.
Then why are you
My
even
client,
here?
I'm having reborn issues. Oh my goodness. Come on. I got kicked out, so
Everyone's
we'll see if
having
this
reborn
works.
issues since Reborn was released.
It's so buggy, and I don't know what Valve was thinking releasing this into competitive. I think it would have been fine if you left competitive on Source 1, but then brought the rest of everyone else into Source 2.
Don't have to tell me. I completely agree, and I'm going to fix some things in the background. Okay, we should be good to go, guys. Yeah, this is going to be the quote-unquote Global Cup, but we're only in the CIS region for now, the qualification stage. And, I'm not really sure if these are the teams that I thought were going to play. Apparently they're under different team names. Who knows? We're going to have Almaty and SV, I guess. And because I'm a stupid American, there's no chance that I'm going to pronounce all these names correctly, but hey, let's start it out anyway. Topor, that's a name I recognize, is me playing the Gyrocopter for the Radiant. We got SF Meister on the Razor. K-God, I'm pretty sure not actual, the real K-God, is on the Lina. We got Sumeru on the Rubik, another name I recognize, and Izanami Dota on the Shaker up towards the top lane.
Okay, so playing on the Dire side. Up top, we've got Otaku playing on our Dazzle. Looks like he's going to be playing our support. TA going to be played by Pikachu. Oh god, that's a pretty cute lightning next to his name. Wishmaster playing on the Huskar. That appears to be... Do you think this is going to be a mid-Huskar? Because he's sitting in the mid lane. I guess you could also put the TA there.
Yeah,
They're
it
both
looks like
decent mids.
Huskar with boots first. You don't go mid. No one boots first goes mid.
Gold is a great conductor.
Yeah, that's true. We got Smiley playing on the Winter Wyvern, and lastly we got Dale playing on our Darkseer in the off lane.
Lots of people I recognize off of teams that I wouldn't expect I would recognize them. You know, like I've seen these players float around, so I don't know how they ended up with these teams necessarily. Maybe it's just for this cup, but either way, let's take a look at how these lanes are actually going to shake down, because apparently we missed the entire draft, so we just jumped into an
Yeah.
all-pick game. We have a very dangerous tri-lane down towards bottom. It's going to start off, although missed LSA, not exactly how you want to start off. This Darkseer clearly doesn't have Surge because he's only level 1. There's Ion Shells everywhere. He's going to take a lot of damage, but so is Sumeru. There's 3 Ion Shells up. Another LSA going to land. Rocket's going to close in, and Dale in a lot of trouble. He'll get dropped. First blood drawn by Topor on this bottom lane. This is a dangerous tri-lane. I was just, you know, getting around to saying it's probably one of the most deadly tri-lanes in the game, I want to say. Maybe not as much up against the Darkseer. Usually he'll be able to survive that, but without Surge, there's no chance in hell.
Yeah, he was very overconfident. I was surprised he decided to go for that kind of play, because you're being kited by 4 ranged heroes, so getting a kill onto them would have been almost impossible. Unless they managed to keep the aggro on that Ion Shell creep onto Sumeru, then I think that would have been the only chance that Darkseer could have gotten a counter kill. So, unfortunately, he's going to be sent into the jungle instead, which I like what Dale is doing. You said the tri-lane was just going to be too strong for the Darkseer to handle, so just going straight into the jungle and getting the farm there instead was a much better decision. Up top, they are Earthshaker. Looks like he's going to be taken down pretty quickly, and Huskar, even though he's low, he doesn't really care at this point because it's just an Earthshaker. So easy pick up there for our Dire side.
This is far, far, far from the most dangerous tri-lane in the game, but if Shaker is in this lane, one of the weaker offlane heroes as far as lane control is concerned, pretty much only has Fissure to work with, yeah, you could get away with ganking with just a Winter Wyvern and a Dazzle, both of whom are level 1. Poison Touch, terrible at level 1. Arctic Burn is actually pretty decent, but yeah, not exactly the strongest. Gets the kill anyways. And Shaker, unfortunately, doesn't have the option that Dale is currently exploring right now. Shaker has to stay up here. He could occasionally roam towards the mid lane, but, I mean, the Razor versus the Templar Assassin matchup already really good for the Razor. Honestly, the Shaker doesn't really contribute that much even if he does arrive. Yeah, you could fissure Pikachu, but most likely it's going to be blocked by Refraction. You get a little bit of extra time to steal damage. Unless you have Phase Boots, you're not going to get that kill.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. So I would have liked to see when they picked up this Earthshaker. It kind of feels like they picked up the Earthshaker probably around second or third pick. Because
I bet it was Lina Shaker as their... No? Probably Shaker Gyro?
You think Shaker Gyro first too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a higher chance you get Lina second pick than Gyro.
This
I don't
is
know.
the first time I've had to do backwards drafting, just guessing what order heroes are picked.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
for SV, I'm pretty sure it was Wyvern, Darkseer, TA Dazzle, then Huskar. It's a lot
That sounds
easier,
alright.
I guess.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
the easy one.
Yeah. But as you were mentioning in the safe lane, you were saying how there isn't that much damage output on the side of the two supports plus the Huskar. I feel like the Huskar makes up for the damage, just because you know how much Huskar can do just with the Burning Spears. So them being able to pick up defensive supports and then drafting a Huskar, it's kind of like picking these two supports and having a Gyrocopter. Just having a safe lane carrier that can also provide a lot of damage for those incoming ganks. They've rotated Smiley down towards the bottom lane, and they've got Dale down here as well. What do you feel about having these two heroes down here? I have a feeling it would have been better for Dale to just stay in the jungle and have the Winter Wyvern down here to soak up this EXP.
Yeah, I mean, the Winter Wyvern is similar to the Shaker in that if she goes to the lane, she won't really be able to do that much. But you would get experience, and for a Wyvern, that's really all you want ever. And Dale right now on this bottom lane, yeah, he'll have his Soul Ring eventually once it flies out to him. But, you know, you're going into a Gyrocopter, you're going into a Lina, those Ion Shells, Soul Ring spam. It's going to get you somewhere, but it's not going to get you exactly where you want. Oh, guys, by the way, we also had Corrupt Drop Bear on the stats. How did I forget that? My bad, dude. My bad. He's going to be providing all of these information tidbits on the side. But, you know, what I do like with rotating this Winter Wyvern out is that the Dazzle is now going to get full experience from the pulls, and Dazzle loves his experience. And then Huskar is going to get solo lane experience, and the quicker you get to level 6 for Huskar, the more pain you could bring on the enemy Earthshaker.
Yeah, but it means that with the Wyvern out of this lane, it means that the Earthshaker can just soak up from the pulls from the Dazzle. So a bit of a win-lose situation, you could say, for this, but they're doing fine. It's absolute free farm for the Huskar, and this is what you really want in a Huskar. Just get him those first couple of items, and then after that point, just have him snowball and finish up Almighty from there.
Well, I mentioned in the mid lane, the matchup, Razor versus TA is pretty grossly in favor of the Razor. Templar Assassin has no skills that she could use that'll actually hit creeps once she gets all her damage drained. However, right now, Pikachu has a double damage rune, has the phase boots, and has a CS lead over the Razor. You'd expect the lane dominance to come once the static link hits level 2, even harder once it hits level 3. Seems like SF really struggling up against Pikachu right now, and, well, this double damage rune not exactly going to help. Templar Assassin, once she gets level 6, won't be able to just go and dive the Razor, especially since her allies aren't really the type that would help, but still, this Templar Assassin's getting unimpeded farm and gold in the mid lane.
Smiley is just being pushed out of the top lane as it does get taken down by Almighty, so that's going to be some nice gold going in the way of the Radiant. How important do you feel like it is for Almighty, or for, oh my goodness, I don't know how to pronounce this team, Almaty, to get their
You're asking
gold?
the wrong
Do you feel
person.
like... I'm the wrong person. But how important do you feel it is for the Radiant to get gold? Would they have to prioritize more on EXP for now, or do you feel like gold is going to be a much more key resource for them? Because I feel like they need levels over items, because they can get a couple of items, but you have a Lina, you have a Rubik, two supports that are really hungry for levels, and you have an Earthshaker who is level 3.
Yeah, they really just need to get their experience up. Taking the towers, I mean, that one was free, so you might as well take the tower, but
Yeah.
they really just need experience. Like, even Gyrocopter, if you have no farm on that hero, you could do quite a bit if you're level 10. Level 11, let's say, level 2 call down. So, Topher is getting there, and he's actually shoving this lane a lot. Here's where you would think about rotating this Darkseer. Dale is currently clearing out a couple of stacks, so it's not like he's wasting his time up in that top jungle, but the Winter Wyvern, though she is getting a lot of experience, can do very little to actually hold this tower. And another problem that SVB have to face soon is that they've been stacking Ancients, and the enemy team has a Gyrocopter. So if they just shuffle the Gyrocopter over there with the Razor, they could pretty easily steal the stack. It's not the biggest, it's a triple stack, but still, it's gold out of the pockets of the Dire into the pockets of the Radiant. You can't say no to that. K-God, he is a haste rune. He's going to find Smiley. He's going to have to probably fly over these trees. He's going to take a couple of hits first. LSA is going to land Dragon Slave level 2. Not nearly enough damage to get this kill, but right now, if any hero goes to this bottom lane, they're going to be in for a world of hurt.
Smiley's probably the best hero to run into these two, honestly, and she's very lucky that the Rubik wasn't there. Otherwise, it would have been the lift, and I guess the supports are still under-leveled. The Lena's only level 3. This is the disadvantage of pushing so quickly. Your supports can't really get that much EXP, and if they're not roaming, that really doesn't help them either.
Jeez, Wishmaster up towards top lane. Kind of a quiet Huskar game right now. I mean, he's a ton of CS. He has a kill, but other than that, it's just been a 1v0 lane for the most part. Has an extremely fast armlet. Like, my god, it doesn't get much faster than this. It's a lot faster than record according to Drop Bear. So yeah, if Shaker gets hit with a life break, even if he has full mana, he's pretty much just dead because Huskar does waste too much damage. Huskar is pretty well prepared to fight. Templar Assassin has 1,000 gold, plus she's level 7. The SV side, they've been pushed quite a bit this game, but I'm pretty sure it's about that time where they can start striking back. It might be over towards mid lane where they're going to pop the trap onto Razor. Actually doesn't have enough mana to start the damage drain. Pikachu's going to get right on top of them with the 2 supports coming in as well. Well, they have K-God throwing the LSA onto Pikachu, but that's not even going to do nearly enough. Inazami's going to also come in, has no fissure, however. So what can Shaker do? He arrives to CS, I guess. That was a very successful dive here from SV, and for Almaty's Razor, you gotta keep up that 50 mana mark for that static link. I want to say if he has that static link, he doesn't die there.
If the Earthshaker had a fissure, if he didn't use a Soul Ring, it was so crucial. If he had the Soul Ring there, he would have been able to throw the fissure down, so just having that on cooldown really hurt him. I don't think it would have killed them, honestly, but they could have at least just caused maybe an overreaction from SV, maybe, just to bring in the TA as well with the TP or something like that, but oh, they're just gonna pop a Arctic Burn onto an illusion.
Got him. That illusion is super dead right now. But up towards top, Wishmaster, he's still pushing this one in, and Earthshaker, he gets spam out some fissures. Actually, that's probably going to be helping out Wishmaster, increasing his damage output with every fissure, and well, he doesn't really have to fear death just yet. This tower is going to be pushed pretty aggressively, and there's not much that the Shaker can do, especially with Smiley rotating in from behind. He has level 2 Arctic Burn, so Winter Wyvern does have that on a slightly lower cooldown. So if he gets clipped with one of those burn shots, then the Searing Arrows are going to start flying, and then the Life Break is there. Izanami in a lot of trouble. I'm going to keep on mispronouncing that name until the end of this game. But Shaker, for right now, keeping himself kind of safe. Observer Wart now available on the Winter Wyvern. I think they're probably going to dive this to the next wave.
They may as well, and this is just going to force more rotations on the supports on the side of Almaty, and as we mentioned before, they're really underfarmed. They've got some gold, but it's essentially wasting their gold to try and TP down and try and save an Earthshaker, and it's just going to make them a little bit more poor than they normally would be. So here we go, positioning is there, so there's going to be the burn onto the Earthshaker, and there should be an easy jump, although he is going to be stunned up first, so Smiley, he's going to have to back up, and unfortunately Wish, you just didn't have the jump range, and again, the TPs came in. They brought the gyrocopter. My goodness.
That's a lot of commitment, but at the same time, Wishmaster actually going to run to someone else. It's the Rubik. He gets a lift up on Wishmaster, but that's not going to save him. Here comes the call down. Smiley's going to take a hell of a lot of damage from this. He's going to embrace himself. Rocket Barrage. Actually, no mana for it. Topor is now going to try to man fight up against the Armlet Huskar. I don't think that's actually going to work. Wishmaster going to surf on that Armlet very well and get away with a double kill. Almaty, it seems like they just have less intelligence than the SV side. Like, why are they always teleporting in with no mana? That's not a good idea. Now K-God's stuck in a corner. He's spotted by the trap. Wishmaster sees his prey, back to clear off the trees. Life Break is there, and that's a dead Lena. A triple kill for Wishmaster. Razor, yeah, he doesn't die, but everyone else does, and probably the tower is going to die as well. Otaku does have level 2 Shadow Wave, so he can juice everyone back up to a decent amount of HP. That was not the fight that Almaty wanted there. You do not want to run into a Huskar under those conditions. And now over towards mid lane, they're going to try to go for this Razor. That's definitely not going to work. He's got the static link. Otaku's actually going to get hit with the Hellbear a little bit. He has to be careful. Fissure might kill him off. Oh, Fissure nowhere close to landing, so never mind. Pikachu now going to try to go for the Shaker. He has another Refraction soon. He's going to Meld Strike. Not quite going to do enough. Otaku still has Grave in theory, but also doesn't have mana for it. I don't think I've seen a game where this many players have had this many mana issues. But no, Pikachu wants to go back in. He really wants to exercise his haste rune. Meld Strike, one more hit is all he needs, but he gets lifted up and no Grave in time. Gyrocopter also kills off the Dazzle with random AoE. Now Smiley arrives. He has mana, but he doesn't have any backup. Embrace, well, he's going to actually fly over the trees. And Almaty strike back with the 2 kill over in the mid lane. Probably that tower is going to fall. or they're gonna steal the stack. Either way, it's definitely worth their time. No, they're just gonna leave. Okay.
Yes, I thought they would have tried to steal the stack. Maybe they just don't have vision of it, because the ward's only up until here, so they're not really going to see it. But still, that was an overextension by the Templar Assassin to try and get a snipe onto the Razor, and it costed them dearly, whereas unfortunately Dazzle just doing support thinks he gets caught in the backlines too. If they got the Winter Wyvern, that would have been a bonus for Almaty. So, considering what happened up top, do you feel like what happened in the mid lane was a close redemption to what they lost up top, or do you feel like it was still a more of an advantage to the Dire side, even though they lost heroes?
I feel like it would have been kind of even should they have gotten either the tower or the stack. Because they didn't get either of them. Whoa.
Oh.
That's not good. Because they didn't get either of them, it's definitely clearly in favor of the SV side up on top lane. Like, Huskar now is just incredibly stacked. He's got Helmet of the Dominator and Armlet. And what, it was like 9:30, Drop Bear said, for Armlet timings. Helmet of the Dominator boots after that. Like, he's getting a truckload of gold. Of course, a 4-0-1 score is going to be very helpful. But, yeah, SV have pretty firm control of this game. And they're going to have a little bit more control once the TA gets her next item. Might be Blink Dagger, might be Desolator. Either way, Almaty are going to be hit very hard very, very quickly. Yeah, they have a Lina and a Rubik and a Shaker to try to, counter-engage that, but Templar Assassin, we saw how many times she reinitiated in that fight. She can get away with quite a bit, especially once she has a Blink Dagger, if she's going to go for that.
Yeah, there isn't actually that much damage over time if you look at Almaty. They've got some nice burst damage, but they're not really that great when it comes to small damage ticks. Like, Gyrocopter is perfect for that, just because he has the Rocket Barrage, and Razor to an extent, but aside from that, the supports just can't really burn through TA refraction charges. So it really hurts them because they have to waste more resources into either getting rid of the refraction charges or just locking down the TA, which means everyone else on the side of SV can go ham. So if we see a 5-on-5 engagement, we need to see what Almaty decides to do, what hero they decide to lock down the most, because yes, you have to lock down the Huskar, but then there's going to be a TA, and then if you decide to lock down the TA, then the Huskar is going to go ham. So it's really difficult for them to just go into these fights and say, okay, there's this one target we have to shut down, let's just shut them down. It's so difficult because they have to work around two targets.
And also, whichever target you want to go for, we'll have Dazzle and Wyvern as a support. Like, you already... The Embrace is really difficult to work around. I mean, with the magic of burst damage from Almaty, it's definitely possible that they just brute force their way through a Cold Embrace. It's very difficult to do that with two targets, and Dazzle will just say, nope, Shallow Grave, you're not going to die. So you got Huskar and TA, who are both more or less immortal. It's like, what the hell do you do there? I don't think a Gyrocopter is nearly tanky enough to withstand all of that. They'll have to get the burst on the targets in the back. But then the problem there for Almaty is that unless they have, perfect positioning, they get a wraparound or something, and SV are just grossly out of position, the heroes in the back that should be at the back, Dazzle and the Winter Wyvern, are not going to be picked off. Like, no one on the Almaty side has anywhere close to a Blink Dagger. Shaker, even if he does grab his, is going to be more likely to Echo Slam the Templar Assassin, Huskar, or Darkseer. So the heroes in the back are going to be pretty safe to just support, and, business as usual for them.
Yeah. So let's see, we've got some stats for our Darkseer. Mechanism timing for Darkseer, 600 gold off approximately 2 minutes. So for Razor, yeah, it's a bit of a difference between those two heroes. Average mech timing for both in this patch, 14 minutes. So for the Darkseer to get a mech this early, this is going to be a huge fighting advantage for them, because it means Almaty's not going to have that extra burst heal. So have to burn through a little bit more extra damage.
Razor's not that far away. I think we should have, for the most part, average timings. This is going to be a perfectly average game, except for Huskar, who's way below
except
average.
for the disconnect as well.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to win a game when it's 5v0.
Oh, well,
Trust me on that one.
You mean 4v0 because Huskar's not here.
I mean, it's Huskar.
Exactly.
You could just literally A-move down the lane, get a bot to control him. But yeah, This is not a great start to the first game.
Hopefully things go uphill from now on, because everyone knows Reborn is a pain in the butt to deal with. I wonder if this is a Reborn issue or if it's a internet issue, because you just get this whole variety of problems that people don't even know whether they should blame people.
I think it's always the safest. It's always safest to blame Valve.
It's safest
And
to
then-
blame Valve. Okay.
Yeah, because no one's gonna be like, hey guys, Valve's doing a great job with Reborn. Because you're not gonna have those people. Not yet. I mean, there are some things that are cool with Reborn. The fact that it was forced upon us this early, I think that is not one of them.
Yep.
Maybe Almaty are all in the same internet place, region, whatever. I have no idea
Cybercafe?
where these guys are actually from. So maybe they just had like a freak thunderstorm, or maybe a meteorite hit. I have no idea.
I would probably, if they're not in the same area, like if they're not in a team house or a cyber cafe, I would probably believe a blackout more than anything, or an internet problem. I would say
Yeah.
blackout because there's no other way. You're gonna have people just disconnect at exactly the same time unless it was a blackout.
Or a meteorite.
Or a meteorite, but it depends where the meteorite hits.
Somewhere
Then you would
in,
see the players
somewhere in Russia.
progressively
I wouldn't
just-
feel it yet. Maybe I'll feel it soon. You'll probably feel it first.
Why would I? No.
You're
Okay,
kind of
so
closer.
just because I live on a tiny island doesn't mean we feel everything. There's a reason why
No,
there's
you're
no
like
earthquakes.
closer.
Doesn't matter if we're closer. The thing is, we're so isolated from the rest of the world that by the time the waves from the impact come our way, it's probably just turned into normal surf waves, and no one will know the difference.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Welcome to Australia. This is the reason why people surf here, because all the waves are practically safe by the time they reach our waters.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Fine. I'm pretty sure we've ruled out meteorite hitting since some of them are alive, and usually if there's a catastrophe like that, your objective is not play Dota, no matter what tournament you're in. So yeah, hopefully everyone's just gonna come back pretty soon. We can get this game back on the road. Not too much as far as items are concerned that we actually haven't touched on just yet. Like, we got the mechs coming up. What is drum of endurance on the gyrocopter? So yeah, Helmet Dominator drums, pretty standard stuff there. SV, once they get this Templar Assassins item, they will definitely have a little bit more control over this game. And hey, look at that, we actually might have a game soon.
I might have to bear it back for 2 minutes. I just have to deal with something really quickly. I hope you don't mind.
It's
I'll be
fine,
back,
nothing's
I
gonna
promise.
happen anyway. Everyone
Okay.
right now is stuck with me.
It's okay. Cast a DC. Be right back, guys.
Yeah, you could do that. I got Corrupt Drop Bear here to chill with me, and that is. Don't tell Danny, that might be better. I don't think she heard me. I think we're okay. I was just kidding if you did hear me, but yeah. So guys, this is a pretty large scale tournament. Kind of was thrown into it since I was supposed to cast something else today. It's still on schedule for later, but yeah, we're just gonna be thrown into this right now. We have yeah, it's a 300 something. This is the tournament that has a 322,000 prize pool. I mean, come on. There's like, how do you land on that number? I think we all know how one lands on that number, but you're not really supposed to land on that number. Yeah, so it's a pretty large scale tournament. I had all of these documents of how this tournament was run. I didn't have a chance to look at any of it because it was so last minute. Maybe I could actually do that with you guys right now. Let's do that. Where is that freaking thing?
Well, unfortunately, you had to wake up at 9 o'clock to do this, right?
It's not a big deal.
Is it 9? Oh, it's not a big... Most people that I talk to that say, I got woken up at 9 to do stuff would actually be very upset about that. Because
I
they're
mean,
missing out
most
on
people have jobs from 9 to 5, so I'm not going to complain about me having to wake up at 9 o'clock to watch a video game. That's how I see it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, not yet. Maybe I'll complain
I
soon.
think we have mic issues. Haha, pun, mic issues.
We have what?
But you might have microphone issues.
Nah, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
There's no chance anything is going wrong right now.
So, firstly, all Maddie, all disconnected. Now we're just waiting for Husker to come back.
Oh, guys,
Are they
Huskar's still not here.
Are they still? I was wondering why they were gonna continue without the Husker.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
Gotta get Wishmaster. Pikachu just a little bit too feisty. I would expect that
happens?
from
An
Pikachu,
electric
from
type?
someone named Pikachu, but also like given
Not
his
just
playstyle.
Pikachu. it's also a electric type. The most uncontrollable Pokemon type you can come across.
Yeah.
They must do everything.
Usually noted for their speed. Unless you have
Yeah,
Magnemite.
exactly.
In which case he's slow as ass. I love me some Magnemite, but he's so slow. So slow.
I could never get around to ever having a Magnemite. I just can't.
He's just too
It's
slow.
not a thing. How do you program something to be a pet? How is that fun?
I don't know. You'd have to explain a lot more than just Pokemon if you're gonna get into that realm. Like, why is Winter Wyvern fighting here? Or, you know, whatever. Why doesn't Dazzle just chill and do voodoo stuff by himself? Why is he dragged into this? You have to go into, like, all these reasons
We
and
could always go
logic.
into lore. We could always jump into the Dota 2 lore.
It's always
That'd be
like,
fun.
this guy is mysterious and he has a mysterious past. Earthshaker and Darkseer, or I mean, Darkseer is apparently from, like, another dimension or something. And Rubik
Yes.
is a good wizard. And that's all I remember.
He wants to be the grandest magus.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just trying to learn new spells. I think the lore I was actually looking into recently was Vengeful Spirits lore.
Mm-hmm, that's a good one.
But apparently it was different in Dota 1. I think in Dota 1, Vengeful Spirit was supposedly related to Mortrid, the PA. But then when they ported her over to Dota 2, then they made her somewhat associated with Scarlet Mage. She hates him to death. So if people ever want to put Scarlet Mage and Venge together,
loved each other.
no, he loves her,
Oh, okay.
but she hates him because she thinks that he's a traitor. If you read the lore for Vengeful Spirit, she was like, if we put this in castle sense, she was a princess and she was supposed to take over the kingdom. So putting it in castle sense, so you just turn it into Scarlet sense, if
I'm
you
pretty
know what
sure
I mean.
she's just Sunder about the whole thing.
No, she is
She's
a
like,
firstborn.
I didn't ask
and
for you to silence him. I didn't swap you because I like you.
She was a firstborn, and she was supposed to like take over the Skyrath, and then she had a younger sister that was jealous. So the sister got assassins and caught her in like a net or something, and Vengeful Spirit got away, but she broke her wings in the process. And then she was ashamed with that she had no wings because obviously the Skyrath really value their wings and they would never take her back in.
Obviously.
So she went and made a contract with something called Skriok. So if you play Venge, you'll keep talking about Skriok. It's apparently a goddess. So she traded like her body for something immortal and that she'll get her revenge one day. So that is the lore for Vengeful Spirit. She is pissed off at her sister. That's it.
Like Lena. I know that in Dota 1, the unit of Vengeful Spirit was a summon, like in the Warcraft 3 engine, the model of Vengeful Spirit was a summon of the Spectre. So like Spectre's hero model, that unit, summoned the Vengeful Spirit's unit in the game. And
oh, wow.
Phantom Assassin's model summoned Spectre's model in the game as an
What?
ultimate. So yeah, Spectre and Phantom Assassin, they like look the same except like a shadowy version. So yeah, it's like I don't know like how that actually goes down to Vengeful Spirit, but there's definitely something there that kind of writes itself because of how the units work in Warcraft 3.
This is only for people that have played Warcraft and played Dota 1 off the Warcraft engine. I feel so jealous because I never got to experience that, the connection that you would have had with these heroes before they got ported. So then I can't judge heroes and be like, hey, Brewmaster looks fat. Like, I compared Brewmaster to his previous model, and his previous model was so much cuter. But then you get this
He was
fat
actually
lump.
a panda.
He was a panda.
Mhm.
And then all the spirits that he turned into were pandas. And then you get the spirits that were ported over. They were pandas before, now they're human-ish.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen since I've played Warcraft. Those are good times. The only
never
problem
played
with
it.
that was the fact that like the ping and delay was really bad. Like there was always delay. Like you would be really happy if you found a game where you would click and the hero would actually move like within 1 second. So it would get really bad. That was like way back when. It got a lot better once people like developed bots for Dota and everything like that, but you never really wanted to play with a bot host. It was kind of stupid.
Yeah. So, we're still waiting on Huskar. Oh, we got more stats. Pikachu.
Never used. That's because it's unevolved, dude. Isn't that like another tier in and of itself?
No. Never used is it's a tier for
No.
Pokemon
But I know
never,
that
ever
never
get
used
picked.
is a tier, but because it's unevolved, wouldn't that also make it like in a separate category? Isn't there like a not evolved thing that like doesn't count the tiers?
No, because in competitive Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken, there's certain Pokemon that you want to use unevolved because they can make use of a certain item. I think it's
Oh,
there's like a
Eviolite?
there's like yeah, you could use the Eviolite and it cranks up their defense and special defense by quite a bit.
By
I
the
think
way, this
there's
is
only
now a
one-
Pokemon stream.
Yeah,
This is more interesting than the pause screen.
yeah. I think there's only one. Wasn't it one of the new fairy? It's like an ice type Pokemon. It has absurd defense or something. I don't remember.
The one that gets
one of
a
the new ones.
legendary.
No,
Carbink.
I don't think
Boom.
so. I don't think so.
No?
I'm pretty sure there's another one as well. I could be wrong. It could be the one that turns into a legendary. I'm not too sure because I can't remember all the new Pokemon because there's too many that have come out. I remember all the retro Pokemon, the first and second gen. I think I remember third gen and fourth gen all right, but then you go into fifth gen and I'm just like, sorry, can't be bothered. Too many Pokemon.
Oh,
came
it's
out.
totally Carbink. Looking at his base stats, 150 for defense and special defense. He's a rock fairy.
Yeah, Carbink, yes.
I'm
I
a
think it's that
Pokemon
one.
master. Like, not gonna lie, I'm
You're casting the wrong game. You need
I
to
know
go
I'm a
over and
lot
start
more
casting
knowledgeable than
Pokemon.
any person should be, but still a lot less knowledgeable than some people are.
So apparently, we're getting some information here. Someone is being DDoS'd, which is a Huskar, which is unfortunate.
You would think
It might
if
be
someone
the-
was
yeah.
gonna start DDoSing someone else, it would be, not in the qualifiers. Like, this is the very start, or the close to the start-ish of this tournament. They're going deep.
Well, we can't control any of this just because we're casters, so hopefully the Huskar comes back. Otherwise, now I have a question. How long do we blame Skype? I have a question. Can we remake games in Reborn, or is that function not available yet? Because I'm pretty sure I watched a cast for another game, and I think you can't remake, but I'm not too sure.
I have not had to in Reborn yet.
I think it was a game yesterday.
I do remember
What was it?
hearing about something where like they had to just do the whole game over because something happened.
I think it was the Moon Duck tournament, and it was Alliance versus. Oh, who did they play?
I think I do know what you're talking about. That definitely rings a bell.
Yeah, you
By the
know the
way,
game,
for anyone
right?
who's watching the recording, you no longer get to hear our banter because I'm going to cut it off. Everyone would leave as soon as they died to the Titan because they just didn't want to play with the Titan. So it would only just be just like a Titan controlling a whole bunch of like little Titan minions. It was kind of weird and it was not great because everyone would always leave. But it seems like we are just going to go 4v5. So, there was a 3k advantage for SV. Huskar has 6k, so now I guess there's a 3k advantage for Almaty. So if you want to win a game, 4v5, that's the way to go.
So I wonder who's controlling Wishmaster now. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be Pikachu, just because he's going to be
Looks like
so
it's Dazzle.
focused on getting his own target. Yeah, I think Dazzle might be the best. And I would say Winter Wyvern would be even better to control the Huskar, just because I feel like Dazzle is a little bit more important when it comes to the Shallow Grave. You can't really afford to miss the Shallow Grave timing. And Rubik, he's going to try and throw a lift onto the Darkseer, but that's not going to be too far, and he's not going to be able to push him onto the high ground. There's an illusion now. Is it going to bait anything out? Look at all the damage onto poor Dazzle. He has to grave himself to jump onto the illusion. A little bit over the top there for Wishmaster. Beautiful curse. They're going to be thrown out onto the gyrocopter and keep them all in place. The wall, the vacuum, the echo. I can't even see what's going on. There's just lagging. And the Huskar, who's disconnected, is going to try and fight up against the Razor. And unfortunately, bad time for that armlet toggle. I did not see a lot of what happened. I just saw spell after spell after spell. But Maddie comes up on top.
That's exactly what happens, actually. Like, great Echo Stem there from the Shaker. There are very few opportunities as an Earth Shaker where you're able to walk in and get a good Echo Slam, but he landed it on 3 heroes, I believe. And SV, first of all, used the Grave on Dazzle really, really early in that fight, and Huskar life broke a Razor Illusion. That's, if you have a full 5-man team, that just never happens, so I'm going to attribute most of the blunders of that fight to SV. What did happen there was Templar Assassin got a big hit in and got what, how many kills was it? A couple of kills, but, you know, it doesn't really matter simply because Almaty survived with the Razor, survived with the Lina, and also prevent the SV side from clearing out Roshan. They're going to try to go again. But with a 5v4 lineup, like in a cluster situation, it gets so much more difficult to micro, simply because there's a lot more to look out for. KGod, Final Taku, shove him away with the Dragon Slave. Now here comes the Embrace, or the burn rather. Call down, gonna land onto Pikachu. He's going to get surged out, so there's like no damage taken there. And now, oh, Sumer, where are you going? He's gonna get hugged with the Templar Assassin. 2 shots, not gonna get the kill. Dragon Slave over 3 with the Plasma Field as well. They're gonna jump in with the Wishmaster, but I don't think he's taking enough to actually do this. They need an Embrace right now. Oh, they're all dropping low. Otaku's gonna die first to the Rockies. Wishmaster's gonna try to turn around, fight up against Topor. With the LSA there, you can no longer arm the toggle. Here comes Pikachu, wants to 1v4. Bad idea. He's going to end up killing the Gyrocopter in the end. Yeah, I guess that's kind of nice. But now SV, they're so banged up. Almaty, unfortunately, though, they don't have the Gyrocopter alive. If they did, they'd be able to kill off Roshan right now. So Roshan still stands, but these fights are slowly but surely pushing this game into Almaty's favor.
I think this is the second time I saw during the team fight. So, first team fight, Dazzle, Shallow Graves himself. Second team fight, he does the exact same thing. And I'm really confused about this. Because, yeah, your Dazzle is going to be able to survive, but after the Shallow Grave, what does the Dazzle really do in these team fights? I would have preferred maybe if he tried to get the Shallow Grave onto the Huskar and just have him turn and go balls deep in for potential kill onto the Gyrocopter. So, some of these Graves coming out from Otaku, they're very questionable, but I'm not too sure if he's the one also microing the Huskar. So I'm not too sure what hero he's prioritizing.
That's the problem there. Like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's trying to Grave the Huskar or something like that, and it's just really freaking difficult. I mean, like, we could say that the Graves are bad or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's still a 5v4. Someone is going to take a hit in their gameplay. And over towards mid lane, so it's like it's going to be Pikachu first. He does get a blink out before he gets actually hit with any form of CC after the telekinesis. So Templar Assassin lucky to get out of there with her life, but Almaty, they are so close to a blink dagger on the Shaker, they're just going to instantly smoke up afterwards. It looks like they want to crash Roshan or get a pick and go for Roshan their own. They have everything they need, including a 5v5 actually. No, Huskar's back. Okay, so we just got a real match, but Otaku's not going to be happy with what he sees. Going to get Weave stolen. Fissure going to miss. They're going to Weave up now, and can they actually go for Roche? He's been regenerating quite a bit. Topor can tank a lot of this Roshan. At the same time, SV are right outside. Vacuum Wall, level 3, level 1 is available right now, and Smiley does have another curse. Roshan gonna drop lower slowly. Completely spotted, however, by the Templar Assassin. Wolf, no! Save the dog. Oh, poor dog. It looks like Roshan is once again gonna survive.
It's quite interesting for Almaty to even try and go in for a Roche attempt there, because you look at their heroes, they don't have the best Roche lineup. They don't have a medallion. So for them to take the Roshan out, it's going to take them too long to really take it safely, because again, you still have SV, even though they've had a couple of bad fights previously, they now have a 5-man squad, and they have a lot of AoE that works really well in the Roche pit. So I like that Almaty backed out of the Roche pit, but it's a wasted smoke. They almost got the Dazzle, but that was pretty much about it.
Almost getting a hero doesn't actually mean anything. What Almaty do have going for them is the fact that if they do go for Roshan, they will take very little. Oh, Pikachu gonna get jumped once again. Telekinesis is there. Blink out again before they can cut through that shield. The problem you were mentioning earlier, they really do lack a fast way of burning through that refraction, with the exception being Rocket Barrage, but Gyrocopter can't be there all the time. He's actually going to go for a Shadow Amulet. I don't think I've ever seen this before. We'll see if, I mean, it's probably going to be a Shadow Blade. Who am I kidding? But yeah, we'll see how well that is actually going to work out. Smoke round 2. Almaty, they have the sustain in order to actually kill Roshan. It'll be slow, but it will be very safe. The problem is that they're up against Templar Assassin. She will see the health progress on Roshan, and oh, Dale, he's going to get hit with that smoke. He's going to get lifted up. Damage drain is there. LSA on point, and Dale will die here. 2k got it, looks like. So, smoke round 2 does work out in the darks here. Still, they don't have enough damage to actually go for Roshan, so it's just going to be a kill.
I wonder if Almaty wants to pick up a medallion at all. It just seems like it's going to be such a good item for them to go into the Roche, but it's also going to be useful against the Huskar. Because I think Almaty's biggest issue with dealing with the Huskar is that if they don't have enough physical damage to deal with him, they cannot kill him. And if the Lina can't even get Ags, which it's a support Lina, we're never going to see an Ags till maybe the 50-minute mark, then they don't have a reliable way of killing the Huskar safely with just physical damage. So I would like to see a medallion on anybody on Almaty. Maybe pick it up on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter too much who picks it up. It seems like everyone else wants to get different items. Shaker 4 staff. Rubik just grabbed an urn, and he's really poor, so he's not going to get any other item anytime soon. And K-God looking to go for a Yule Scepter, it seems. So, you know, none of these heroes are actually going to be super eager to go for that. Maybe it's just not going to be built up. I definitely think the value is there. They will have the option down the line of just having Razor out-tank everyone and just try to drain the damage out of Huskar. Razor is really good versus Templar Assassin and Huskar both, simply because they are working with pretty much exclusively physical damage that is drainable by the Razor. So if that is to happen, yeah, there is a lot of upside there for Almaty, but if that's your only plan, you typically are not feeling too comfortable. You want to have some sort of alternative plan. With the Yule Scepter on Lina, that will definitely help out, though. Just throw someone up in the air, just ignore them for a couple seconds.
There's a Shadow Amulet on the Gyro. He's gonna go for a Silver Edge to counter out the Huskar passive, which I feel like it's a nice item pickup. I don't really have too much to say about it. I guess it also gives him the element of surprise if it comes to a gank.
Yeah, I mean, this, well, hold on, we actually have a fight right now. Meister dropping very low already. Pikachu has a shield holding for right now. Absorbs it, actually, Laguna Blade. Now he's gonna try to melt and fight out with K-God, but he lost his support in the Echo Slam. They will smoke up and do nothing in the wall and drops to kill out the Lina. Well played, Darkseer. That smoke, unfortunately, was wasted, but it is still a 2-for-1, and for the 4th time in a row, Templar Assassin just seems like she's dying without getting anything. Wishmaster, yeah, you're strong, you're not 1v4 strong, is going to be backing off. You know, I think this Silver Edge is fine to have on your team, but then you have like a Gyrocopter with a Shadow Blade. So that's like a really awkward period of time where the Shadow Blade is not really going to be doing a hell of a lot. It will do a lot once you get it upgraded, but it's just an awkward, like, it's transitionary phase. But man, they're getting good fight after good fight, Almaty, so you might as well just go for these bigger items down the line.
I don't see Shadow Blade on a Gyrocopter as such a bad item pickup, because remember, think about what a Shadow Blade provides you. It means that you're going to have some sort of escape mechanism when there's no detection on SV. You're going to be able to provide vision for your team for an incoming gank, so you can have a little bit of scouting. There's going to be a quick D-ward here by a Rubik, so there's going to be a lack of detection around this vicinity. There's still an observable sentry ward here, sorry, so it doesn't mean the Gyrocopter can get in there safely with his with a Shadow Blade. So who's going to be going in for the initiation first? There was a lift onto Dale, but it didn't actually put him onto the high ground, which it might be a bit disastrous. There's a Shadow Blade popped already, as well as the cooldown, but it's going to connect onto nobody. Everyone seems okay on the side of SV, but there's a turnaround into the vacuum. Is there a wall? There's a beautiful Winter's Curse in the backside, though. You see the death of the Dazzle again. And they blow up 3 heroes, the Gyro, the Rubik, and the Razor. And Nina, unfortunately, isolated in the Roche Pit, although can she get out in time? Oh my god, actually does. So Lina manages to survive, but this is going to be a sacrificed Roche. So Almaty, SVB has received a default loss.
Really? Hold up.
So we have to leave.
Okay, we're out, guys. Thanks for watching. I guess, yeah, we have another game.
Yep. All right.
Bye, guys.